Welcome to the Monday session, wherever you are in the world, and if you are watching live or on replay. So we were starting to discuss about week, and again, like repeating, it's always good to repeat a little bit, so it's fully embedded. And
we haven't started yet. Yes.
Alright, so I'm going to repeat another time.
Yeah, it's okay.
So
Go
good
on.
evening, everyone. We are sharing about the 8/8, the week, this potent week, and August month. So what's happening this week is, as we were mentioning, August month is the Lion Gate, and it's actually started in July. So it's this massive portal that is opening and serving waves of frequencies and ascension support for humanity and therefore New Earth awakening. So we are reaching the peak of that portal on Wednesday, where everything will open and be streamed through the Earth grid point and through our systems for recalibration. So it means that in terms of bit of techie part, it's the Galactic Central Sun is opening to receive the Sirius star, and it's going to be pierced through our sun, and then it's going to be pierced through the apex of the pyramid of Giza, and then anchored in the Sphinx. The Sphinx is holding the etheric blueprint, or the blueprint of the Akashic records. So this light coming through and being streamed with all this ascension codes is happening every year at the same time. Only each time we are in readiness to receive, the frequency of the planet is higher. Our readiness in our heart to receive is strong, and we are preparing ourselves the entire year. And our new cycle, spiritual cycle, is starting in August now, and it's also the new Egyptian year as well. So all the goddess lineage is stepping forth. So we have Isis, Hathor, we have, of course, always Mother Mary on the side, even though it's not like too much Egypt. We have apparently Lilith as well, which is a goddess that that support in the karmic release, and we have many more stepping forth, without talking about the Brotherhood of Light, the Order of Melchizedek, and the Christ consciousness that being mastered and assisting us with many more ascended masters. I think I repeated myself twice in difference. We don't have the mic, babe.
I noticed.
Yeah.
But I think you want to continue.
So
basically,
this
in quick, that the month of August has a lot of activities and astrological alignment,
yes.
and there is a lot of masters and, let's say, organizations, spiritual organization working with the humanity. And on the ancient time, they consider month of August, specifically Lion Gate 8/8, as a spiritual new year. How we consider around the sun new year in Jan, or basically 21st December. 8/8 Lion Gate was at that time is a spiritual new year. So it is always celebration of consciousness expansion and ascension. And every time now we're stepping with that, the maturity of our consciousness becoming wider and more connected and more remembering of those truths, of those awakening, I would say, and ascension, it becomes stronger and stronger.
So this light, even though we are not aware of it, we are still receiving it. When we are aware, we can work with that stream and wave of energy. So know that everyone on Earth, like all living beings on Earth, are receiving those codes. Now, aware, it means that you can work with them and keep on raising the collective karma, your individual karma as well. Karma is a Earth notion, it doesn't exist anywhere else than the planet Earth. And then bringing all your focus, all your intention to elevate your new timelines and bring your 5D timelines closer to you. Anchoring your higher self better and stronger as well, like embodying every day your highest version and embodying your higher self. Knowing that, I wanted to mention something that just vanished away. And yes, this is the peak, and then we close it on the 11th with the solar eclipse and the new moon. The new moon, as you know, is the beginning. So you seed your intention, you seed your projects, you seed your new cycle with the solar eclipse, which is the representation of the mind. So it means that we are shutting down the mind so we can bring forth all the heart resonance and all our strong, deepest soul desires to the surface. Is how I explain it. There's many ways to explain as well. And this solar eclipse is the last eclipse of this trinity, which was that started 1 month ago, 2 weeks ago, and finishing now. And this trinity is the definition of the Christ consciousness. It's a definition of, the symbolism of the Christ consciousness, like 3. And there's like many ways to bring those 3 numbers. And it's the last trinity of eclipse, the third last, and after that is done. And the first one started 2,000 years ago. And the last one will be on 2030. So that gives you the understanding that in 2030, we basically welcome spaceships on Earth. Basically, we have reached the balance of Christ consciousness on Earth, like we have reached this equilibrium where everyone starts coming together in unity and in love, and that all the lands, the governments are aligning as well. And you can start seeing how it's changing that fast the last couple of weeks or months in a different area of the world. Yeah. So that's what's happening this week. Yeah, it's pretty much exciting. You want to add something, maybe?
I want to talk about the webinar.
Yes, please.
So basically, if you are new about those ideas,
who is it? For whom is it new? What I'm saying? Is it new for you girls?
I'm sure that the full details in like Ascended Master, Hathors, even I think also the 8-8 Lion Gate. A lot of people knows about it, but they don't know the depths and from where it's coming and why it's important. And even for us, I remember that the first time I heard about it, like years ago, I felt something immediately. It's like Lion Gate or 8-8, something like, because that's what we call remembering. Your consciousness remember incidents, remember numbers, remember important things. But yet on the cognitive level, you don't have the information. And then it's like, I'm so curious to know what is it. I feel like I know it, but I don't have the proper full information. And every year we remember that we either find articles about it or we sometimes channels or receive information about it. And I've done video recently about the Super August. And one part was very important, I guess, from that video was I went into that many pyramids around the world, not only the Egyptian pyramid that's very famous. There is in Mexico, China, I guess, and there is another place. They have those 3 main big pyramids. And they are all of them, they are aligning almost the same. And all of them, in certain moment, they are aligning with the stars. And I think 3 of main side align on 8-8 with the something called Orion belt, which is 3 stars. Now the question is, those civilizations, they are not connected first. Different timing. They build a lot of pyramids. They align them with the star, and they align them with some specific stars. And on 8-8, so they are very precisely in their engineering, which is way better than us right now. This is a sign for us to remember something. It's not, it just, to be honest, right now is randomly some people will create some nice building. It's not nice, but they don't have any significant behind it, I would say. It'd be a nice building, but at that time to build huge, they call them, it's not a building, it has a purpose. To remind human that how significant that day, I would say, and that incident to connect with the star, to build those pyramids and align them precisely. For us right now, when we are so focused on whatever the life throws at us on difficulties, like the daily life, and pause like, wow, someone in different countries, in different civilization, in different timing, create huge things and align them in a certain way to say something to us, right? So one of the things is, if you dig into their spiritual knowing and understanding, and energy also, because that alignment connect energy on the earth and the grid of the earth, and that's what I'm going to explain in the webinar, something called the field. You were asking about download and upload. We have field, consciousness field, and has many aspect and dimension and layers. And there is a scientist who is experimenting on how, as a consciousness, as every individual, connect with that field, expand our understanding and affect other understanding also, and affect reality itself actually. So there is something called Christ consciousness field, Earth grid field, and many. So on that alignment, in that day, some portal in other dimension will be aligned, where if you tune with your consciousness into the field and the pyramid and the stars, you become part of that field. That's what they were saying actually. That's why people meditate on full moon and the specific alignment, because it's an opportunity in the cosmos of portal opens for our consciousness to connect, upload and download. That's what they wanted to, no matter how much they wrote, I would say, if it disappeared, they said, pyramid is not going to disappear, it's huge. And people will look at it and say, why it's aligning, and then they start doing their part, so the knowledge will never gone. And the moment you go and meditate, which is pretty much normal when you see something nice, and you just you go into meditative state immediately, and then if you are really sincere, you receive that knowledge. It's like, I'm getting knowing, you know what I mean? Like aha moment. And then it's ripple into the field. And in the webinar on Tuesday, and in the course, of course, I'll go in full details about that, about the field in many levels. The moment one person receive download, in that sense, that understanding, and now that he understood it and it's processed in his field, his consciousness field, now he has a new way of looking at it, that he can upload it back. He invite another person to join, and a certain moment, they call it the 100 monkey effect, if you heard about this before. Once it reaches a certain threshold of knowing, it becomes non-stoppable. This is what happened. No one can stop that knowing anymore. That's how upload happens. First couple of download, and then amplify, and then massive. So right now, when we said ascension time, it's non-stoppable, because a lot of awakened people who's meditating and uploading right now, that we are connected, there is more than the five senses, and they are uniting in their consciousness in the field. Now it's non-stoppable. So in a way, for the people who's never done their homework in that sense, or they were not focused on that state anymore, it will be super easy, and it will be inevitable for them not to think about it, not to connect with it. They will find themselves pumping into knowing, pumping into awareness, pumping everywhere, and it will keep blossoming, of course, up to us how fast and how smooth we do that. But it's inevitable. We're going to reach to what Mathilde was sharing with you, the golden age, where we remember the master connection, the star connection, the universe connection, the earth connection, the field,
multi-realities,
the multi-dimensional reality. And I'm explaining that in the webinar, that quantum physics and the scientists now, they are tapping into it, and they're saying we got a so limited perception about reality in our physics, in Newtonian physics, but the quantum physics is opening the door. And most of those, I'm going to explain them I'm showing you the name of doctors and scientists. They turning to becoming spiritual, because, as I said, it's inevitable. It's like they cannot ignore consciousness anymore. It's part of everything in the quantum physics. Quantum physics built on consciousness and waves of those fields. So it's exciting time to witness and see. And it's also requires responsibility in a way, because now we know that we are what you process. You are responsible on what you are putting to the field. You understand? It's like what you upload is your responsibility. When you said life has some issue here and there, you are partially responsible. You upload something into that field, or you did not upload something into that field. You get my point? Every bit of small frequency we are vibrating right now, it becomes responsibility. I'm angry at life. It's a responsibility right now. You are uploading that to life. You get me, man? Process that anger, and don't ignore it, but process it, heal it, and move on to the next one. It's responsibility right now. We are in that kind of maturity, I would say. So that's why I'm so excited about the webinar, Tuesday, tomorrow. In 1 hour, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to put all those information in 1 hour, as much as possible, and talk about the heart and the conscience, how it works. And then, of course, I'm so excited about the 2 days course. And that will be level 1 of the heart resonance, and what we are going to do today also. And then level 2, and then we'll go into further how to become
light
alchemist. Yeah, a light alchemist.
Alchemist.
Yes. We'll be receiving. So now that we are comfortable, and I explained to you that we were so comfortable to receive guidance. Like we on the every day, we are comfortable that we should receive guidance all the day long. And that's what we do. And when the days that we are super busy and we haven't done our practice, let's say we didn't receive too much, not too much either, we didn't receive anything, it will be surprising. What's happened today? I didn't receive anything. You know what I mean? It's like for other people, it's like watching TV. For us, we have the other channel. Some people's like, I didn't turn on the TV today. For us, like, we didn't open up the gate today. You get my point? It become normal. And for us, the more we process with this, is like we mentioned sometimes with people. Yeah, you need to open up for guidance. We know that we haven't been focused on this, but we are so comfortable with it, so we start talking about it all the time. Because it's the moment you tap into it, it's like a TV. You just like, you have a channel all the time, many channels, upload, download, and imagine that you have supercomputer TV, which is not the TV that we have, Cosmos TV, and you're just not opening. I mean, what a waste. I mean, what a waste. So that is Ascension. That's what's happening. And we're so excited about it.
Alright. Questions?
I think
are you excited as well?
Yeah.
Do you feel the excitement? Yes. Alright.
So, yeah, if you want to join us in our event, we have the free webinar link. Go register. Even if you know this information or you already heard them, listening to them again with the research and evidence, you can share it with others. You go with strength and say, oh, by the way, you know that quantum physics talks about that your vibration affect your reality and and so on. This guy done this research, this guy done this field. You can actually affect people, because it's not anymore I call it wishful talk. You know that sometimes it's very you are very wishful thinking, just a little bit of positivity, not anymore, nothing else. No, this is reality. There is a research behind it. There is evidence. There is global consciousness project. I'm going to share those. Like doctors sit there and done research, and they have data to say there is something being affected by consciousness. So for the people who's skeptic, who's too much into the lower mind, not the mind, because I call it, if they are in the mind or the higher mind, they open up. That's how the quantum physicists open up. They are not stuck, they open up to their imagination and experimenting. Where some of them, they stuck into 1 + 1 = 2, there is nothing else. Where there is a lot in mathematics. So when you receive these, you download it yourself. When you process it, you upload it to the field. You see it? And then it's like a snowball. Ooh, no one can stop the snowball anymore. So the link is available in our event, either on Facebook or on the website. go join. It's a free, but it's yet private. I'm not opening it on the Facebook fully because I'm going to dig into information. 1 full hour, I'm going to repeat again, hopefully the webinar later on. Or you're super excited to join the 2 days course. I'm going to bake you in a positive way, but you'll be baked, like you'll go out quantum. You know, another movie recently was to see the cinema was Ant-Man, I guess. Ant-Man and another insect, something. It's a comic movie. In the movie, they talk all the movie about quantum, with all those understanding, entanglement, and all this. And you can see now that even our media, it's integrating the idea of quantum and superpower and consciousness and those things. In a couple of years, it will be the norm. And you find yourself is like everyone mastering his reality, and you are like,
It's
what
like-
happened, guys? What you're doing?
Like eating healthy organic food.
Same, yeah.
Like now it becomes essential.
Now
It
everyone's
becomes
like about organic and everything.
a habit, a norm. Like everyone knows about it. It's everywhere. But
Exactly.
10 years ago, 15 years ago, unless you were living in the countryside and you were growing your own food, that wasn't available. But now it is. So it's exactly the same. How fast we are expanding our consciousness, how fast we are allowing it for ourselves, and we know what is best for our growth, what is best to bring this electricity in the body, what is best to take care of ourselves and the planet. So yeah, it's gonna be like this.
Yes.
Yes.
Exciting time. We can start the meditation. You are baked already. Little bit talk.
No, but like, when do we start?
All right. Much love to you who was watching us on Facebook,
Bye, guys.
YouTube. See you soon on the many videos coming soon also. Heart to heart.